And finally, new rule, Melania Trump must do what dozens of buildings around the world have done and take the Trump name off.
But they left out my favorite feature in Us Weekly, which is the 25 things you don't know about me. Do you read about this? The man who got Trump elected and keeps his base ignorant. The man who killed Australia's carbon tax. I know he's rich, but is it worth Western civilization?
Have you ever told a joke that didn't land well, maybe at a family dinner or a work event? Well, imagine that joke causing a nationwide meltdown and threats of lawsuits. That's exactly what happened to Bill Maher. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Now, put yourself in Trump's shoes. Your wife's been insulted, your supporters are freaking out, and you're trying to keep your cool. How would you handle it? Let's dive into this mess and see how Trump's dealing with the heat. So what did Bill Maher say that got Trump's supporters all worked up?
Toss his boxy clown suits on the front lawn. Just tell him I'm leaving you and I'm taking our child. He would be stunned. We have a child? You are not to ever again mention the bride catalog's return policy. Maybe it falls to you now, Melania. You can end this reign of terror, and all you have to do is channel your inner Taylor Swift and walk out the door.
But they left out my favorite feature in Us Weekly, which is the 25 things you don't know about me. Do you read about this?
Picture this. Bill Maher doing his usual Trump roast on his show. But this time, he didn't just go after Donald. Oh no, he brought Melania into it. It's like he pulled the pin on a comedy grenade and tossed it right into MAGA land. Let's break down this joke that sent Trump's fan club into a tizzy. Maher, in his typical snarky style, quipped about Melania's whereabouts. He joked that she might have run off with the White House Easter Bunny. Can you imagine? Melania hopping away with a giant rabbit, leaving old Donnie behind. It's like a political version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, normal folks might chuckle and move on, maybe roll their eyes a bit, but Trump's fan club, they lost their minds faster than Trump loses lawsuits. It's like Maher insulted their own mothers or something. Talk about sensitive. Enter Laura Loomer, Trump's #1 fan and professional outrage machine. This lady takes being offended to Olympic levels. She didn't just get mad, she threatened to sue. Can you believe it? Suing over a joke? That's like trying to arrest a clown for assault with a deadly rubber chicken. Loomer, in all her wisdom, declared, "I should sue Bill Maher for defamation. This is beyond the pale and it's a complete and blatant lie." Wow, Laura, tell us how you really feel. I'm pretty sure Maher wasn't actually accusing Melania of eloping with the Easter Bunny. But hey, what do I know? Maybe Loomer has inside info on Melania's secret bunny love affair. So what exactly did Maher say about Melania that got Trump so riled up?
And finally, new rule, Melania Trump must do what dozens of buildings around the world have done and take the Trump name off.
And we got a hold of Melania's. It's not in this magazine, but it's coming out soon. Would you like to hear Melania's 25 things you didn't know about?
Because there's another former model who's also married to a super rich Republican monster, Mrs. Rupert Murdoch, Jerry Hall. The Melania's list. I don't know if you'd like to, but these are her rules.
Well, besides the Easter Bunny joke, he poked fun at her absence from the public eye. It's like playing Where's Waldo, but with the former First Lady. Maher basically implied that Melania is pulling a disappearing act that would make Houdini jealous. But wait, there's more. This comedy train is just leaving the station. Trump's reaction, or lack thereof, is the cherry on top of this ridiculous sundae. It's like he's trying to pretend the whole thing never happened. Maybe he's hoping if he ignores it hard enough, it'll go away. Kind of like how he deals with his legal problems, right? Remember when Trump used to jump on Twitter faster than a cat on a laser pointer to defend his buddies? Well, not this time. Everyone's waiting for Trump to explode online. But guess what? Crickets. Nada. Zilch. It's like Trump suddenly forgot how to type or lost his phone in a bucket of KFC. Let's play Spot the Difference between old Trump and new Trump reactions.
It's not anti-feminist to say that in addition to doing everything men can do intellectually, women also have another power. The power of the ultimatum.
Melania Trump has been in the news a lot lately. I was talking about her in the monologue, and she's on the cover of Us Weekly with this cover, my side of the story.
The man who got Trump elected and keeps his base ignorant. The man who killed Australia's carbon tax. I know he's rich, but is it worth Western civilization? Your unhappiness is obvious. You despise his creepy little monkey fingers touching your hand.
Old Trump would have fired off tweets like a machine gun, calling Maher names that would make a sailor blush. New Trump. He's quieter than Melania at a public speaking event. It's like watching a mime pretend to be Trump. Political experts are scratching their heads so hard they might need hair plugs soon. What's Trump's game here? Is he trying to act all presidential now? Or maybe he's just constipated from too many hamburgers? Who knows? Some smarty pants experts think Trump might be trying a new strategy. If I ignore it, it didn't happen. It's like when a toddler covers their eyes and thinks you can't see them. But in Trump's case, he's hoping if he doesn't tweet about it, maybe the whole joke will disappear like his tax returns. Is Trump's muted response a sign of maturity or just a really bad case of Twitter withdrawal? Maybe he's finally learned that not every thought needs to be shared with the world. Or perhaps he's too busy practicing his pouty face for his next mugshot to care about Maher's jokes. But hold on to your MAGA hats, folks. This story's got more twists than Trump's comb over in a hurricane. Just when you think it's over, something new pops up. It's like playing whack-a-mole with Trump scandals. You never know where the next one's coming from.
And you two have a lot in common. Your husbands are ruining the world. Getting men to change their destructive ways by threatening to leave them, humiliate them, or cut them off in bed. So kick them to the curb, slap away that hand for good. Is there anyone left who can check Donald Trump? Yes, Melania. So far, over a dozen Republican candidates tried to stop Trump and couldn't. Hillary couldn't, never.
So what's next in this comedy circus? Will Trump finally break his silence? Will Melania make a surprise appearance with the Easter Bunny? Or will Laura Loomer actually try to sue a comedian for telling a joke? Stay tuned, folks. In Trump's world, the show never ends. It just gets weirder. So what have we learned from this comedy kerfuffle? Turns out even a joke can cause a political meltdown that would make a nuclear reactor jealous. Who knew the MAGA crowd was so sensitive? It's like they're wearing their feelings on their red hats. Next time you're at a party and someone says, "Did you hear about Trump?" you'll have quite the story to tell. Just picture it. So Bill Maher cracked a joke about Melania and the Easter Bunny, and suddenly everyone lost their minds. It's like a political version of the game Telephone, but with more lawsuits and less logic. But here's the kicker. While Trump's fans are throwing a tantrum, 70% of his core supporters couldn't care less about his personal life drama. It's like they've got selective hearing, only tuning in when Trump says wall or witch hunt. Just remember, in the world of politics, sometimes the best punchline is no punchline at all. Trump's giving us the silent treatment, and it's driving everyone nuts. Maybe he's finally learned that not every thought needs to be tweeted. Or maybe he's just busy practicing his pouty face for his next mugshot. Either way, this whole situation is nuttier than a squirrel's winter stash.